So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition sequence start. We have liftoff. Hello comrades, my name is Fritz and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Season 3, Episode 3. In the previous episode, or the season so far I should say, we were trying to launch a mission to the dwarf planet, Dres. Unfortunately, if you watch all the way to the end of the previous episode, you will know that we ran out of fuel. It was a catastrophic mission failure, and as you can see, the Olaf the Almighty rocket is stranded in solar orbit. We actually almost made it. I mean, we were going to get an encounter if it had run out of fuel a bit later. Although that would have been an even more disastrous situation because they would have been flung out into an even wider orbit. So I guess that is therefore a blessing in disguise. But I thought instead of sending out a rescue mission to their spacecraft, I thought I'd try and work out a more productive use of time, and that more productive use of time happens to be a mission to Jool, the big gas giant. This will be the first time that we kind of focus view, here we are, that we've gone out this far, and you can see that Jool has an entire system of its own. You can't actually land on Jool. The game actually breaks if you do that, so we won't be doing that. However, what I would like to try and do is reenact, or actually do, a well-known KSP Reddit challenge, the Jool 5. As you can see, there are 5 moons of Jool, and it basically involves landing on all of them and coming back to Kerbin. Of course, if we do manage to pull it off, it will yield us with a massive amount of science. So that'll be the mission that we're planning for today. Once I've built the rocket, which I'm going to do in this episode, we'll start working out what order we want to land on them in. I was thinking going out and then slowly in, although I don't know how viable that's going to be. So another measure that we could do is pull in really close to Jool, do an aerobraking maneuver, and then slowly work our way in a kind of helical fashion out towards Pol. By that time we'll be orbiting in a huge orbit around Jool, so there'll be less of a delta V requirement to achieve escape velocity and slingshot ourselves all the way back to Kerbin. So that's a plan. We'll just have to see how well we can execute that with the fuel and power reserves that we have. But yes, in the meantime, I have a rocket orbiting the sun, another rocket, the Duna mission, yes, so they're currently on a collision course. Well, I just missed it, actually. 14 million or so, you know, that's within, I think, the orbit of Minimus. Can I get Kerbin back? Where's Kerbin? Here it is. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, that's wrong again. And we've just switched to the moon landing site. Anyway, yes, so I should probably get the spacecraft back home in one piece without them dying. And yeah, our flag is still there, planted by Nedry Kerman, I think. I'll have to go back and watch the episode, but yes. So I think that's enough chit-chat. Let's head over to the vehicle assembly building, and we can start building the rocket, which is the main purpose of the VAP, obviously. But in other news, Kerbal Space Program has come out in beta. I have updated, and I will be doing a showcase video on that later on in the season. However, I did back up my career mode save, so it's going to... Yeah, I'm still playing in 0.25, but I've got the proper version of the beta. It's looking pretty good. I'll talk you through the features as we go, but first, what I want to do is make a habitation module for our guys around Jool. Now to do that, what we need are two, let's see, I guess I could go with the ladder can, and let's see this, utilities, hitchhiker storage container. So that supports 6 guys. Not entirely sure whether I need any more than that. I don't think I will. But yes, although there is the opportunity, there is the chance that one of them might die. So that has to be carefully considered. Anyway, what's new on the new update? Well, there are new... sorry. Literally just lost my train of thought. Well, there are new parts, more specifically the Mark III parts, which have been overhauled. The Mark III parts are the old space shuttle parts. They've been revamped, and you can actually build space shuttles with new sized or tier 2 cargo bays or something. I can't quite remember the exact dimensions, but yeah, that's pretty darn cool, and I'll be trying that out at some time or another. Career mode is pretty much done. We are almost there, and you know, it's time to move on to new exploits. And I'm thinking logically the next step would be a modded career mode series. So that would involve modded parts, obviously, such as the ones from KW Rocketry, and other such mods that would make career mode a little more interesting than it currently is, even though it is currently getting more interesting in the new update. I don't want to use those, I want to use these because those weren't stock parts. So yeah, adding new functions and dimensions to the original series. It'll be a reboot if you like, but all in high definition. If you remember, my older videos weren't really, well, they weren't really the best, I mean, you know, but I learnt, and here we are now, the rest is history. Hopefully these will attach a little more centrally. Yep, there we go, perfect. Can I open them, and then, oops, perfect, once again. I don't know if I can actually attach anything to that in the VAB, but yes, that is our habitation module designed. Stand by for a fast forward sequence of the rest of the modules. I'll see you on the other side. Hey guys, here's the Jool lander, and as you can see, I have sneakily attached a little rover to it. Now, I've just got to check that it clears, easily. I was just checking that it would clear the rover wheels. Don't want to be touching down on them because these are very fragile. So yeah, I'd be able to do crew reports from different biomes. These wheels are quite slow, so a bit of time acceleration may be necessary. But yes, we've got our lander, our habitation module, and all that's now left, really, is the fuel tanker and a kind of command module of sorts, although that's not really necessary, so I think concentrating on the fuel tanker is our next priority, and then we can all sling it off onto a launcher and pack it off to Jool. But if I load the habitation module, we can... Oh, habitation module. Great, good job, guy. We can, I guess, launch this into orbit. So, what I'm going to do is get a structural widget on here, and then we can build a launcher quickly. No, I can't actually attach a thing onto that, so I'm going to have to use a standard docking port. Whack one on there, and then structure again. And we can get going to Jool. Now, to save time, I did build a sub-assembly which resembles something like that. So yeah, this should do relatively nicely, I think. Well, he says that. And we can probably attach... Yes. You can quickly go ahead and launch this beast of a machine. But we're going to have to reinforce it a little first, and then we're going to have to plumb the fuel lines across. There we go. Okay. Well. That looks okay to me. What I'm going to do is go for the conventional kind of staging. Yeah, I'm not going to go any fancy asparagus rubbish. Straight onto the internal tanks like that. So what have we got here? My time is running out. We've got to get a launch in, otherwise this episode will be pretty rubbish. Grab the 6 engines. Here's decouple. But first we need the 12 radial clamps. So yeah, predominantly a building episode today. But that will change. So off we go to the launch pad. And we shall commence with the Jool 5/4 mission, because Tylo's gravity is really high and we might not be able to land on it. But whatever, we'll just kind of go with the flow, peace and love, be happy, be free. We are going to space in Kerbal Space Program. Kind of the object of the game, do you not think? But yes. How many guys have we got? Lenzen and Rotary Kerman. Go for launch in the Jool 5/4 habitation module in 5, 4, hope I can actually, hope you'll be able to hear me. Yes, and yeah, that should be fine. Oop, no. That's fine. Oh dear. We seem to have crashed the game. Right, back. Sorry about that. Screen resolution, I think I may have changed by accident. Anyway. already. Lenzen and Rotary are ready, it seems. So, in 5, 4, 3, 2, main engine start, and ignition. We have liftoff. Liftoff of the Jool 5 mission for the first time. Rotary and Lenzen will not be seeing or standing on Kerbin's soft plains for several years, if this rocket actually gets into orbit, which it should, because it is quite OP, and I should probably throttle down a little because we are overheating quite desperately. Slow down, my friend. And we're still going. Slightly worrying. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Good. Right. Let's go. Let's go into space. Right, sorry about the night launch. I should probably have timed this a little better, but that's not really a big issue. KSC is slipping away from us gently. That swimming pool, by the way, that you can see is the administration facility. I'll demonstrate that to you as the season goes on. We might have to use that. I've already got some programs underway to boost our science gains on the missions, and that should help us finish the Let's Play series even faster. God, it seems like such a long time ago that I started out on this journey, this YouTube journey. But we're here now, and yes, 1080p, glorious, high definition, planning on towards our goal of conquering the final frontier. Going really quite fast, I have to say, and it looks like this rocket might not be the most efficient way of getting into orbit, but I think it's relatively surefire. I can't really use the words relatively and surefire in the same sentence because it kind of defeats the point of one word, but yeah, I think relatively surefire is the best way to describe this rocket. So, let's see what this baby can do. We look like we're hitting the correct benchmarks. I mean, we're almost at 200 meters per second, and we are just crossing the 8-kilometer mark, so that looks good. We probably packed a bit too much thrust, I'm feeling, although we might need that higher up in the atmosphere because we're going to have to shunt this huge stage into orbit for 9.5 kilometers, 220 meters per second. Probably throttle down a bit, save a bit of precious juice, and tilt over. We want to build up this velocity. I'm going to go for quite a high orbit, about 100 kilometers, because I'm going to want to rendezvous with this later on. So I'll be building the fuel station and docking all the parts together in between this episode and the next one, and I will probably use that fuel station, double it up as a Dres rescue mission, then we'll finish the Dres mission towards the end of the season. There's the moon. We've surpassed that frontier, and we've got to go a long way between that one and the next one. Okay, we've got 6 tanks, about 3/4 of the way through their fuel capacity. Getting ready for separation quite soon. It looks like a spacecraft is going overhead, and I can't actually see ships. What ships have we got in orbit? It's probably debris, if you're going to be honest. And throttling down more because we're going far too fast. Clever me. $650, we are doing well. What's our apoapsis like? 53, okay, we're almost in space. We almost crossed the atmosphere barrier. These 6 engines, these external tanks, are going to run out we're just left with a fully fueled single mainsail engine to finish the climb into orbit. I'm going to throttle up a bit because I want to maintain that momentum and slingshot ourselves out into space. 80 kilometers. Okay, I'm going to tilt all the way over. Still overheating. And cut the throttle there. Will be well in time for an orbit. Good. Okay. Right. 1 minute and 40 seconds. 4 times time warp. We are still, of course, in the atmosphere. Oh, no, we're not. Scratch that. Can we go a bit faster? Oh, dear, no. 37, perfect. Okay, right. Let's throttle up. Wait for these guys to run out. There they go. Jettison stages. Look at that. Textbook. That engine is overheating pretty madly, so I should probably throw it to slow down. Luckily those guys aren't going to stay in orbit, because that would be pretty bad, especially if we happen to collide with them at any particular point. Now we should have, after we've dumped our fuel station, a massive reserve of fuel. This can give us our extra kick into interplanetary space. And the orbit's progressing well. We're almost there, I have to say. Not much more delta V required. This is, of course, the hardest part of any mission, actually getting into bloody orbit in the first place. Test your rocket design to the limit. But we've been getting relatively good at designing rockets, so this whole orbit fiasco isn't too much of an issue nowadays. And our perhaps is being pushed outwards. Just circularizing. And make sure it's perpendicular. There we go. 105 by 89. Not bad. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. We're going to quick save here. And if I can remember where I put the solar panel, I'll have to open it. Ah, here it is. Extend panels. It's 1x6, so I won't clip into the hatch there. There are the fuel tankers. Okay, we are in orbit. It's time we're around to the sunny side. Lovely, lovely job by Lenzen and Watry there, getting into orbit perfectly. Brilliant. Okay, well, you saw that we built the core modules of the Jool Station spacecraft. I'm going to be assembling it in orbit between this episode and next. This is probably going to be my last Kerbal Space Program episode for a very long time, because I have a lot of work to do. And unfortunately, work takes priority over YouTube, and that's the way things are, and I wouldn't change it, because, well, it's not a good idea, in my shoes. So, I'd like to personally thank you for being a great audience in 2014. I started out this journey, 2014, with 8 subscribers, and now I'm on 27, so 17, 19, that's a gain of 19 subs, so thank you to all my current fans, and yeah, please do like, comment, and subscribe if you really enjoyed the videos. It really does motivate me to make more videos, because I do enjoy Let's Playing, and I trust that some of you will enjoy this series. So please do share this video if you are a regular viewer, or if you're considering subscribing, please do subscribe. You can keep up with all the latest feeds, and that's also my Facebook page. I'm currently adding to that very slowly, You can find my page on the banner on my channel, icon badge thingy widget, or I shall put an icon on the end plate over the next few months. But yes, I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, if we don't see each other in between then. But in the meantime, my name is Fritz, and I will of course see you next time on Kerbal